What's happening, guys? Just recently we've got two previews for The Amazing Spider-Man 2. The first one is a Super Bowl teaser trailer, the part 2, and the second one is basically an extended trailer which is 4 minutes long. Now this will be a 2-part video. Right here I'm going to discuss everything that happened to Gwen and what might happen to Gwen, judging from these two previews. And in the upcoming video, which is coming right after this one, we'll discuss everything else from the extended preview. Extended teaser trailer which is 4 minutes long. So let's start right now. The Super Bowl teaser trailer reveals that Gwen Stacy survives the fall. The fall which we discussed for a couple of days now since the reveal of the first preview. Green Goblin throws Gwen from a high distance, Spidey jumps to catch her, and apparently she survives the fall. Now previously we had a couple of theories. One theory was that Gwen Stacy actually dies during the fall, Spidey catches her, her neck snaps due to the instant stop, but apparently that's not the case. And the second theory out of a few theories was that she actually dies during this part. Now the part 2 Super Bowl trailer reveals that she's actually alive. Spidey managed to catch her right when they enter the clock tower, when they fly into the clock tower. What happens next? Probably Spidey zips Gwen somewhere down there and he fights Green Goblin. The Super Bowl trailer also reveals what might happen before the clock tower scene, right before, and how Green Goblin managed to catch Gwen and basically throw her from a high distance, which is this shot. We see Harry Osborn basically appearing between Peter and Gwen. On the background we can see a Oscorp Power, which is Oscorp's power plant in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And it's probably the clock tower. We call it the clock tower, but it's more than just a clock tower. It's probably a control tower, which I've mentioned in my previous breakdown of the part 2 Super Bowl trailer. It's not just a clock tower, it's a control tower, which is located right in the middle of the power plant, and it's called Oscorp Power. Now at this point Peter probably already defeated Electro, and Gwen was waiting inside the clock tower. Maybe not just waiting, maybe just like in the first movie she somehow tried to help Peter. In the first film she managed to create a cure for Lizard, and in this part, in this sequel, she will try to help Spidey somehow else. Emma Stone did mention that she will be the brain and Spidey will be the muscle. So once Spidey fights Electro at power plant, Gwen Stacy is inside the control tower and she somehow tries to help Spidey, like tries to turn off the generators, tries to keep Electro away from electric sources. And once Spidey defeats Electro, it seems to be a happy ending, and boom, Green Goblin appears out of nowhere. The tagline for The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is Enemies Unite, so maybe, just maybe, Electro is used to distract Spider-Man while Green Goblin tried to catch her, trying to basically take her somewhere up there to the sky. Electro and Green Goblin will work together, it's pretty clear now, and hence the enemies unite. He appears out of nowhere, he grabs Gwen Stacy, he takes her up to the sky, he throws her down. Spidey goes on top of the clock tower, he catches her, and they both smash into the clock tower. Spidey catches her with her webs, she survives the fall. Spidey places her somewhere down there on the mechanism, on the gear, clock tower gear, the one we've seen in this picture, and Spidey fights Green Goblin. Now I'm going to take a part from the extended preview, and this is the part. Peter Parker, basically, at first glimpse it looks probably that he's like crying, he's shouting, no! It's a very important shot. It might be actual Peter Parker reaction to Gwen Stacy's death. Now, if she dies during the clock tower, when will it happen? Gwen survives the fall and Spidey places her somewhere, he zips her somewhere down there, he fights Green Goblin. Probably Green Goblin takes upper hand at some point in the fight and he goes back to Gwen Stacy. Or Spidey fights Green Goblin, he tries to use several traps to defeat him, and somehow he breaks the mechanism of the clock tower's mechanism, and it falls down and it smashes onto the platform where Gwen is standing, or when Gwen is basically placed by Spidey, and Gwen falls down once again. Spidey once again tries to save her by web zipping her, and this time it's the real deal. it's not the fake out. It's not the fake out of her death, the one that was rumored for a year now. It's the real deal. This time she dies for real, and that's Peter's reaction to Gwen's death. Now, of course, let's not be so sure. They did show this shot in the trailer, which might mean a few things. Maybe it's not actually Peter crying, maybe he's trying to pull something. We do know that Tobey Maguire did these similar expressions when he tried to pull heavy stuff, so let's not be so sure that it's Peter's reaction. And second, it might be Harry Osborn's death. Peter somehow kills Green Goblin, accidentally or not, and since Harry used to be his friend, it might be his reaction to Harry Osborn's death. Now, another thing I want to take out from the extended trailer, which is this shot right here. Gwen Stacy stands basically near the bridge. This scene either takes place after the clock tower scene or before. Now, first version, this scene takes place after the clock tower battle, after the grand finale, and Peter's reaction was actually a reaction to Harry Osborn's death. And who will be the first one to find out about Harry Osborn's death? Probably Norman Osborn, who already faked out his own death during the movie. We think he's dead, but not really. Norman Osborn has been the master of faking his death in the comics for ages, and we see Gwen looking onto the bridge, and there are a bunch of people on the background who look onto the bridge as well. So maybe something happened there, someone appeared there. Someone who we previously thought faked his death, and now he's going to fulfill his ultimate revenge plan. And of course, the second version, which is probably more plausible, is that this takes place before the clock tower and before the power plant fight. And it's basically just a foreshadowing of what's going to happen. The power plant is located right near the bridge, the power plant where Spidey fights Electro, so it's probably Gwen just looking onto the power plant, something happens there, a few lightning bolts, nothing much, and it's just a foreshadowing. Of course, I've had a couple of videos about Gwen's death, you can check them out down below where I do mention the bridge scene. But at this point, and judging by this shot, it might be that the clock tower battle is the ending of the movie and Gwen dies. Now, let me know what you guys think, let me know about your theories. This was my theory, my breakdown of the Super Bowl and basically a few scenes from the extended trailer. Now I'm going to do a breakdown, the upcoming breakdown of the extended trailer without talking about Gwen's fate. Let me know about your theories, what do you think about this Super Bowl preview, it was really amazing, and I'm off for now.